Well, Opposition Leader Peter Dutton has sparked quite a fiery debate after his vow to cut the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags from press conferences if he becomes Prime Minister. Here he was with my colleague Peter Credlin last night.
We are dividing our country unnecessarily. Now, we should have respect for the Indigenous flag and the Torres Strait Islander flag, but they are not our national flags. And I think the Prime Minister sends a very confusing message.
But Social Services Minister Amanda Rishworth called the move divisive.
I think this is Peter Dutton just doing what he knows how to do best, try and get a headline with no substance, no real policies about, for example, tackling cost of living or things that really matter to the Australian people.
All right, I'm joined now by Shadow Indigenous Affairs Minister Jacinta Price. Jacinta, thank you so much for your time once again. Look, do you agree with Peter Dutton that there should be only one Australian flag behind him at press conferences?
Look, absolutely, Sharri. And in fact, what the country doesn't realise is that when Peter and I delivered a press conference on October 14, when the referendum results came in, that is exactly what we did. We stood in front of just the Australian flag because after that result particularly, it was evident to us that the Australian people want a united Australia where we are all represented by one flag. And we have to remember there were those that gave their lives for our freedoms in this country and did so united as one people of various different backgrounds, including Indigenous, under the Australian flag.
What's your response to people like Amanda Rishworth, who we just heard, claim this is simply a move that will divide Australians?
Well, Amanda Rishworth evidently does not seem to have the same cares for marginalised Indigenous Australians, particularly when she and her government decided to remove the cashless debit card from some of our most vulnerable communities, and she's failed to return to those communities. If she really cared for Indigenous Australians, she would never have removed that in the first place and allowed for the rivers of grog to flow once more. So, they can say whatever they want, but ultimately we're about bringing Australians together. And I know that Peter Dutton cares a lot for marginalised Indigenous Australians and is prepared to tackle the hard issues instead of pandering to the Green voters on the inner cities.